available right now. Ugh. But it
I'll
should
know
be.
when it's ready when I get that stupid Google Fi commercial that pops up.
Oh my god. I hate
Nope.
that commercial.
Me too. It
Hello, Google
drives me
Fi.
so insane.
A phone plan that can.
Every time
Terrible.
I see it, I go, a phone plan that sucks.
It's like the June S jingle from Persona. Every day's great at your June S. You don't know it?
You're the only one who played Persona.
I've never beaten a Persona game, but I've played them millions and millions of times. So it is what it is. Hello everybody in the chat, and hello everybody watching the stream. It's the King of Anime podcast. This week, it's our final week. It's our final week with Oddtaxi and Berserk. And then next week, we don't have to cover 2 extra shows and tack on an extra 8 hours to KOA. We can relax. We can have fun again.
This is fun. Yeah, it was fun to talk about these 2 shows.
All right, starting next week, we're going to be covering Berserk 2016.
I thought you just that just contradicted what you just said before, but
Well, I mean, you seem to enjoy the show, so I thought might as well add some extra shows.
I actually enjoyed Berserk, not Pots and Clanks, whatever the hell that show was.
Berserk.
Yeah, that doesn't look good.
We'll talk about
like the best way to describe that show is Guts hits a ghost with his Dragon Slayer and it still made a clang sound. That's the best way to encompass that show, to show you how ridiculous it is.
Well, Lightning wants us to add to love Rue and rent a girlfriend, so that's
Nope.
3 shows next week.
Absolutely not.
For the first time ever on KOA, we're covering 8 shows simultaneously.
Can we never cover a harem series on this show?
What? Quintessential quintuplets.
Yeah, can we not cover that?
Can we?
No.
But Yotsuba.
Yeah, but then EA has to watch both seasons. It's not worth
and
it.
he'd love
It's
it.
just a movie.
Yeah.
I would love quintessential quintuplets, to be honest.
It doesn't look interesting.
It's a harem, EA. You love it. It's better than Berserk.
Okay.
Is that good?
Very deep storytelling. Very deep.
Okay.
Hollow wants us to revive Vivi.
I just bit my tongue.
We already have Vivi at home. We have Takt, OP.
That's right. I love that meme. Decrepit Storm says hi. What's up, Decrepit Storm? Lightning Eagle wants me to play Persona 5. I have both versions of Persona 5. Never played a single one of them. Well, I've played the base Persona 5, but never got too far into it, like a couple hours. QRW6 says, what up, KOA? Anime Fall 2021 is kicking my butt since I'm watching so much anime. Saturday is the main one due to 86. Faraway Paladin, Yashihime. Oh my god, he's still watching that. The Great Jahi and Lupin the Third Part 6.
Wait, so both of you guys are done with?
Yeah, I ain't watching that.
Ever since Choky Pancakes, I said no.
There's always one thing EA latches on to shows that we dropped, and it's always funny. I don't know why. With the whole I forgot the name of that show. Adachi to Shimamura. It was the alien lolly in general.
Yep.
Yashahime the pancakes. Roha almost died to pancakes. That had to be one of the best moments on the podcast.
Oh my god, alien noises.
Put that to the fucking theme song. And then she's just dying.
I gotta go back to that episode and actually watch that.
Oh my god. Hollow wants us to talk about Negima. I refuse. Oh my god, Light Roller. Hola, guys. When is the Toradora Nakama gonna happen?
Hopefully never.
Never. It ain't ever happening.
Yo. I bet if somebody donated a lot of money, it would happen.
So I said, hopefully never. I just don't want it.
Me neither. I would have to go through all that again. The poulepa.
And it's like 24 episodes, like 24
Yep.
76.
It's 24. And at the
Oh,
very
Hell
end,
yeah.
she just smashes him in the face.
Hell
'Cause
yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Oh, thank you.
Well, I guess it is time to introduce the show. This is the King of Anime podcast, and if you're not familiar with it, it is the show where at the beginning of each season, we lock in a bunch of shows to watch, and throughout the season, we pass and kill the shows that we like and don't like. It takes 2 or more passes to pass something, which means we keep watching it, and it takes 2 or more kills to kill it off. We'll never watch again, never talk about it again. It's terrible, awful, and people hate us. So, yeah. I guess, want to get into the first episode?
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Blue Period episode 5. So, what did you guys think about this episode overall?
EA.
EA's
no.
dead.
I found the pancakes.
Wait, what?
You got
You found
pancakes?
the pancakes that killed Maroha?
There you go.
Oh no, I meant the podcast. I had to find the podcast because, like, I don't know, just us talking about it was more funny. It was funnier than the actual moment in the anime.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'll look
But I
for it
appreciate
later.
the pancakes. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, no problem. But as far as Perfect Blue goes, it's
Perfect Blue.
wait, what's it called? Perfection Blue?
Blue Period.
I'm not even fucking close. Blue Period is I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of starting to get bored with it if I'm being honest.
Uh-oh.
Like even the GIF doesn't do it for me anymore because we have the main character. He's like, I know how to draw. Then at the end, he's like, fuck all this. I'm going to be smoking because that's how I handle with failure. And then the other guy who's also paints is just like, hey guy, let's meet up for a secret rendezvous because, you know, I'm into you and stuff.
Wait, I don't even know which character you're talking about.
The one with the plaid shirt, the one that looks like a college student.
Yeah, Yotasuke, something like that.
Something
Or
like that.
Takahashi. I think that's what they call him, Takahashi.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, I think I don't know where the show is going, to be honest, because we have moments where he gets great inspiration and he's so happy, and then he kind of like loses his kind of inspiration towards the end. But I don't know. I feel like art in itself is interpreted. It's kind of like anyone can interpret art any way that they can, and I just feel like the main character is drawing too much, and all he needs to do is just chillax and just do his own thing. But we're going on, what is this? 5, 6 episodes? 5 episodes.
Yep.
And he still hasn't found his thing. By the end of the show, he's going to find his thing, and he's going to become Hokage. That's all I know is going to happen.
Believe it.
I mean, Naruto was painting on the I forgot what that shit is called, but the Hokage face is that maybe what it's called?
Mount Rushmore?
Yeah, it's like Mount Rushmore. He was painting on that, like, I think it was in the first chapter. So, yeah, I mean, he became Hokage. So,
Naruto's gonna kill them all with their art.
Art is an explosion.
Yeah,
that's one.
Art explosion. Explosion.
And oh god, what's her name? Current Hokage. She's the G-MILF.
No, she's not. Oh my god! See, how far back are you? We had 2 Hokages after her.
Well, I'm very far back. I didn't know that there were Hokages after her.
Yeah, it was. You don't know about the existence of Boruto?
Boruto's dad's son?
Oh my goodness. Let's go back to Blue Period.
uh yeah, I'm glad EA let off with this because I was gonna have to be the one to break it to people that I thought this episode was quite slow, and somewhat meandering in a couple scenes, but overall I thought it was, outside of that, relatively speaking, solid. I just don't. There's no hook for this show yet for me with episode 5, and I thought there would be around, this episode. Maybe it'll happen next episode. If it does, then all right. But yeah, this episode really focused on more of Yaguchi's art and him trying to, I guess, not thinking much about what other people are saying about his art, but just going out and trying to create something that really speaks to him, and not getting caught up in all the other stuff, which I thought was pretty interesting. But I think the reason why this episode was a little slow in places was because, whereas with the last 4 episodes, we've kind of generally had something unique for every episode. This with Yaguchi, but for this episode, Yaguchi kind of did this, relatively the same thing he's been doing for the last episode. So, I think that's why I felt a little slow. But I did like the stuff with Yuka quite a bit. That was really interesting. I wonder where her character is going, especially in the next episode. So, yeah. What do you think, Satsuki?
First, I want to thank Hollow for the $1.99. Just imagine this is 1,000.
Yeah, there you go. Just imagine it's 1,000, guys.
Okay.
$1,000.
Woo! 1,000 pennies.
Appreciate it. Yeah. Just looking at the chat, reading what Scarlet and Decrepit Storm just said. It seems like, and I felt this too, because I think this is like the 3rd time I mentioned this, actually, about like how fast I thought things were moving, and how, like, I went back to the manga. I feel like this show would be better in the manga. Scarlet Disaster was talking about like how this show focuses really on the technical parts of art, like actually showing you the techniques and things of that nature. And the anime doesn't really do that. Like, it glosses over that type of stuff. So yeah, I'm thinking it's kind of like, if I could compare it to a series, and actually this is getting an anime soon. Maybe we'll be covering it on the podcast one day, but kind of like a series like My Dress Up Darling. And that's a series where this guy makes clothes for this girl. Sometimes or a lot of times she cosplays, and they get into like the actual technical parts of makeup and all of that type of stuff. And like imagining them taking that aspect out of the series will probably hurt it a lot. So that's probably what's going on with Blue Period. Just things are being skipped over. So like when we get to these slower parts, we're not like immersed in the art part of the show, because what we're really getting is Yaguchi's conflict with himself and what he wants to do with his paintings. And like C said, it's kind of like what we got already in previous episodes. I am more interested in what's going on with Yuka, with her family and whatever she's going through. And like that's what I found myself like hoping for in the episode. Like I hope we get Yuka focus in this episode, but it was mainly just Yaguchi. So I think what the show needs to do is focus on other characters, so the Yaguchi plotline doesn't feel so stale. Because I think that's what it is. I don't think it's bad. I just think it's going a little stale.
Freaking Yuka was barely even in this episode. Like, she was there and was just like, I want to talk about it, and then left. Like,
oh, sorry, didn't mean to cut you off, yeah, but Randy said the stream is super low.
Randy, you don't know what's good.
Oh my god.
Fucking Randy.
Fucking Randy. No, I'm kidding. I don't know
Hopefully
if it
this
is.
is-
We're sorry.
Hopefully this is better. All right.
All right.
All right.
Sorry, these
Oh,
the
that's
Sour
it.
Patch Kids are good.
Should have really bought some snacks. Damn.
You like Sour Patch Kids? Like, what's your go-to snack?
If it's not like chocolate, if we're saying like any snack, then it'll probably be like right. What the fuck? I Scooby Doo for a second. What the fuck?
Bro.
White chocolate Reese's. That's my go-to usually.
Really, white chocolate Reese's? Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that has to be my favorite.
Yeah, I like dark chocolate Kit Kats. Those are amazing.
A lot of people shit on dark chocolate. Like it is my least favorite out of white chocolate, milk chocolate, but I will still, hey, if you're not gonna eat it, I'll eat it.
Yes, good stuff.
So, what do you guys think about what's going on with Yuka? In my opinion, this was definitely the most compelling part of the episode.
I can't remember what she was complaining about.
Well, she's not going to class anymore. Not actual school, but you know, the art cram thing. She's not going to that. And then there's something up with her family. Obviously, her dad is mad because I'm pretty
That's
sure he
right.
put a lot of money into that. So he's mad because of that. But it's something else too. Like I don't know. Maybe like Yuka has lost like all motivation because of this. You know, because of that how her last date went with that one guy. I mean, you know, maybe that's like causing some lingering problems. I'm not exactly sure, but she didn't even want to see their senpai. I forgot her name, but you know, she was supposed to go there with Yakuchi, and she just, you know, just went home. So I feel like she's lost a lot of her motivation. I think that's the issue.
And then didn't like her dad say something along the lines of "What have I created?" or something like, I don't know, like something like really messed up and just like, yo, come on. What? Just let her freaking draw. Why you gotta be all like, you're not my son. You're not even my daughter.
Forgot what he said exactly, but I don't think it was like that harsh, but it was definitely like, yeah, this guy's kind of an asshole.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of assholes, Randy, kiss my ass.
Damn.
I'm kidding, Randy. You're great. Just blame it on me. It's fine. I'm used to it.
Apparently, we're still quiet for people.
That's weird.
That is very, very interesting.
I mean, you definitely sound like you're super far away. See,
Oh,
You sound like you're in a box.
I was. I
Oh.
apologize.
okay. How about this? I'm just this far away and we're talking.
I boosted everybody quite a bit, so hopefully that helps. I will say
Maybe
though,
I just
like,
gotta get really close.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
I hope this blows out all your speakers.
oh my god, blowing out mine. But I know that like after the show and stuff, like it's usually like the VOD's volume is fine typically. So I don't know what's changed since then.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's because of you.
It's because of you the settings changed.
I have
That's
some
how you know
things.
that's how you know we ran out of stuff to talk about with Blue Period.
I'm gonna say I have some things to say when we get to the Berserk part of the podcast.
And we will
Gonna be
here to
insane.
listen. It's been a
Yeah.
long time coming.
I mean, Psyche, the Gmail, she opened her eyes in this episode.
She did.
She has pretty eyes.
I know.
God, we are just way too attracted to this character.
I mean, it's weird because they make her out to be some type of weirdo in the show, and I really don't see that. Like, how is she weird? Just because she's there for her students that want to paint? You
Yeah, see,
know?
and I think that's the that is the gap between the anime and the manga, because I feel like she was supposed to be like a hard ass type of teacher, but the anime hasn't portrayed it that way. Not at least to where it's like reinforced and they drill that into you. I just don't think that she's portrayed correctly.
Yeah, maybe.
That that's just the feeling I get. I don't know for sure, but
Yeah, she
someone
hasn't.
who's read the manga can correct me.
Yeah, she hasn't come across that way either. She's come across as. I mean, she's maybe said one thing that was weird to like Yuguchi's friends. Draw the titties. You know, other than that, that's not that weird. I've had art teachers telling me to draw the titties too.
Really?
But yeah, so true story. When I went to college, I went into this life drawing class, and I thought we were going to be drawing like bowls of fruit and stuff. And then all of a sudden, this naked woman walks up onto a table and just gets derobed, and everybody's drawing, and I'm looking around going, "What the fuck? Is this the right class? What the hell?"
So this is interesting. I went to r/anime to look at the episode 5 discussion, and I usually don't, but I thought it'd be interesting to see what other people who maybe are fans think of this. And the first comment from CJ underscore 0603, the top comment with 61 upvotes says, I hope I'm not the only one saying this, but even as a manga reader, the entire sequence with Yotora making his Bond painting was amazing. It's probably the first time in the adaptation where it actually someone elevated the source material, and even the jazzy music played in the scene also helped elevate it. This is what I was waiting for, because the past 4 episodes really didn't have any scenes that stood out. Yeah, so I find this really strange because I feel almost kind of the opposite of what this comment says. I mean, I agree that scene's amazing. It out of like all the scenes that we've seen so far with art, I think it's the best one. But I thought the past 4 episodes were somewhat stronger, at least in with this episode, in terms of, you know, this general entertainment, I guess.
Yeah, I guess the whole scene where you just see him painting and everything's all sparkly and glittery and stuff, that was pretty cool. That was probably like the highlight of the whole episode. And like I said, then he just gets immediately shot down because Oba, the teacher, was just like, "This is a rehash of your same shit that you've done. Do it again."
So those were, I guess, a bunch of anime only. Scrolling down a little bit, seems people are actually very disappointed by this. Apparently,
Oops, never mind.
the series skips. This is from Adela. It says this series skips so much of the manga. The Bond scene was really well executed, but the rest of the episode felt really rushed. Nothing stood out or was especially developed. The last 4 episodes have been disappointing. What a disappointing adaptation. I might drop it if it does not get better, which is really sad because I love the manga.
No.
Yeah, there's more comments about people are disappointed by this.
I mean, I don't think we should let the manga readers or those type of opinions influence us, since we're just watching the anime. But it's not to say that like we are like our problems with the series isn't going to overlap, because as I said, I felt there was some issues that would probably be either rectified in the manga, or just I wouldn't have those problems at all. I mean, so far, like this is like the only episode I think so that I would just say it's just like kind of bland. But even in that, I'm still interested in the Yuka stuff. So if they don't go anywhere interesting with that, then we got some issues.
Hey, C, what are they saying about the gilf?
Confused Dust says, y'all into Gilfs, ain't you? This one. This one for sure. Have you seen her?
Yeah, there's older, attractive looking women.
Absolutely.
That are also grandmothers.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but she's like there's a lot of like older anime chicks, but she's like obviously old, and she looks great. Like that's one of the first times I've seen that, honestly. Because you know you have the characters that The fucking 300-year-old lollies, like that's a
Ugh.
fucking trope now.
Ugh.
But then you have like characters like C mentioned her before, Tsunade, who is, very old, but of course she doesn't show it. And that's due to her powers, but that's beside the point. Or you could look at a character like Ozen from Made in Abyss. She doesn't really look her age too much. But like I said, Sensei in Blue Period looks like a granny, and man.
Well, I mean, I don't think we have really much to talk about this show this week, so I'm gonna pass it.
Nah, fuck it. I think I'm gonna follow my heart. Sorry, Gilf, I'm killing it.
Hey, Panzer Play subscribe. Thanks.
Wow.
Yeah, thank you.
I am giving it a courtesy pass.
Interesting. Randy says, "How you guys liking them Gilf toes?" Satsuki, you would know more about this than others.
What? Wait, what? What does that mean?
Well, first of all, I didn't see her toes at all in this anime.
Yeah.
If there is that, I feel like I'm getting ripped off. Where is this?
What frame? What
frame did this happen?
But I don't know. I'm not the expert on Gilf toes. I don't know what that role is assigned to me, but I'm not that guy for that.
All right. Moving on to the next episode of the evening, we have Takt, OP Destiny. What do you guys think about this one?
Well, now I understand the name of the show. And think about it. It's Takt overpowering Destiny. And that is something that you might not want to think too much about, but when I hear it, I'm just like, my mind's just dirty. But
What?
I don't understand what's happening. Someone help! I need an adult.
Because she said her name was Destiny.
Yeah.
The cassette is no longer cassette. Her name's Destiny.
Yeah.
I feel like
So Takt is overpowering Destiny.
I feel like
Okay,
Destiny is like it's like Monkey's Paw, kind of. It's like, man, I really wish like I had like a cool girlfriend that was like had superpowers and stuff, and it's like Monkey's Paw, you get her, but it's not your girlfriend anymore.
She's like,
Did we?
like a servant now? I mean, some people probably
She
prefer
is.
that.
I had a realization where she said in the scene she was calling Takt her maestro. I was like, that's very similar to master.
Oh,
And it's the same.
Don't.
And it's the same dynamic.
Don't.
It's the servant and master. It's the same dynamic.
Stop talking.
It's fate. We're watching fate.
Oh my god! Every fucking time.
We're watching fate.
Well, then in that case, you're never gonna kill this show.
Oh.
Oh, I don't know about that. I thought this episode was not as good as the other two, but that's just me.
What? You mean you didn't like dun dun dun?
I thought, well, that was funny, but I didn't really. I mean, I liked Lenny. Lenny was cool, but Titan, which is the new character that was introduced, it just, I don't know. It's. I didn't really want there to be more music arts in this anime that completed the color of the rainbow, or in case of Titan, who is like the rainbow because she's like a pack of Skittles as a character. I just wanted Takt and Destiny and Anna to go on a crossroad trip that had, of course, side characters and stuff, but we're primarily focused on these two. But I guess, it's fate, so gotta have that ensemble cast of more masters and servants.
Man, there's gonna be so much more, aren't there? With all unique hairstyles and
Yep.
weapons
And
and
shotguns and Gatling guns.
Yeah, everyone can collect their own lolly.
No.
Ugh.
Gotta catch them all. Dun, dun,
Ugh.
dun.
That's probably going to happen, though.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to think about this episode. I just thought it was fine. Like it was a good episode. It's just not what I was expecting, I think, out of this show quite a bit. And now that my expectations have been corrected, I have a feeling future episodes I'll react more positively. But I am disappointed because I didn't necessarily want just like we made jokes about it being fate in the previous episodes, but I didn't actually mean it. So
And now you're getting fate.
I mean, this is fate, but music theme.
This is like Fate Light.
It is.
Wait, didn't you say that last time?
It's Fate Light, yeah. It's Fate
Okay, I
and
saw
Symphogear.
a joke. My bad.
I mean, I would have much preferred more Symphogear approach because Symphogear is fucking badass. But
Remind me what Symphogear is again.
it's literally what Takt OP Destiny is, but instead of masters and servants, they're just singular characters that have superpowers.
Isn't that the one with the lollies have rockets coming out of their ass?
I don't know what show you're talking about.
Maybe that was a hentai I saw. Oops. Or a dojin or whatever. Because that seems to happen a lot.
Oh my god. Asani says it's gonna be reasonable though. It's gonna be a gotcha game soon, which is another thing. This is gonna be a gotcha mobile game, so it's gonna be a casino game.
Those characters are gonna be in Genshin Impact.
They're gonna be like Genshin Impact. Yeah, it's gonna be terrible, and
they're gonna need a lot more women to do that.
Oh well. Women. You just wait, Satsuki. You know they're gonna have like 8 more servants and masters pop up. It's
all
the
of them
third
are
episode.
Gonna be. All of them are gonna be titans, just going da 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 da.
Oh my god! The fact that that's what you took out of this is her saying whatever the fuck she said in broken English is.
Yeah, it was da da da. It was hilarious.
I don't know what to ask, really. I mean, what did you guys... There's a lot of action in this episode, so what did you guys think about the action?
I thought it was so unnecessary for Destiny to blow up their house.
It indeed was.
It was one of those things, and she was taking them out by just going, pew, pew, and then that was it. But this particular one, she's like, stand back, motherfucker.
Stand back. There's a Destiny coming through.
Yes.
It was like right in front of her face. Like, why didn't you just aim through the door?
I know. And then, like, it wasn't moving. And then just boom. And then Anna was just like, that was so rude, Cassette.
Oh my god.
How dare you blow up his house? Did we ever find out what their relationship is? I know Anna and Cassette are sisters or whatever, but who's Takt to these people?
I believe they're all orphans that have come together in this one house.
Is that right?
That's what it seems like.
I want to say
they're not orphans,
but they were like friends or whatever.
I don't know. Maybe they have some sort of relation that are friends because they're not related. So, like, none of them are. So,
no idea. But I think one of the issues the show is having right now is it doesn't have any interesting, at least interesting to me, conflict. Like the antagonists are these mindless monsters, and we don't really know how they work. And I think that's one of the issues so far. I do think like the conflict is going to be ramped up, and it's going to have like this plot twist near like little after the middle. I'm guessing what it'll probably be because I feel like this is being set up the way Cassette has been how we figure how she became Destiny and all of that. I feel like once they get to New York and they go to the place to get her adjusted to where she doesn't have to use her full power to fight these monsters, they're going to want to use her as like a super weapon because they've already made it clear that how Takt and her came to be as Maestro and music art is it's an oddity. So it may become it's like either one or three things. Either they're just going to try to like dissect her, experiment on her as best as they can. Two, they're going to try to use her as a super weapon, or three, and this probably more likely. I mean, they'll try those things, but they'll end up getting the Cosette that we knew and loved? Question mark? Loved? Did we love her?
Yeah, I mean, I thought
she's all right.
she was cute, but I would much prefer her over Destiny. I'll say that.
Okay. I mean, I think that's an interesting question because I like Destiny. Like, she has like no personality, but it works because of how how it's written with her interactions with the characters. Like, it's funny the way she doesn't know what any sweet or like what any food is, and then she just blankly like, "Hey, well, can I get that sweet stuff that you were serving up last time or the other time with the donuts?"
The sweet confections, as she calls them.
Yeah, like she's so fucking technical with her words. So I think that's pretty funny. But um yeah, I think that's where it's going to end up going. We're going to get to New York and it's not going to be anything what they expected, and uh those people will probably end up being the antagonists. And then there's the question of like, why are these monsters awakening now when apparently they weren't supposed to?
They heard
So
the theme song to Yashahime and decided they wanted to destroy the world.
uh understandable. It doesn't bring back good memories for me.
No, it doesn't me either.
We also know that Anna's sister Lot is doing research at the Symphonica, so that's a little interesting. The fact that the place they need to go, Anna's sister is. So, once again, confirming my theory, hopefully, or making it more likely, I should say, that Anna's sister is going to be a key figure in helping Destiny.
I feel like it might be the opposite.
I
Like
think we
I feel like
owe.
that will bring more attention to the story if like Anna's sister is the antagonist. Like we thought we had a way to help Cassette, but then she's working for the government, whatever the fuck.
She just puts on those FBI glasses and is just like, Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson.
And then just betrays everybody. Oh, good shit.
So if that's the case, so what do you think Lot is like? Because it seems everybody in this show kind of fits like a certain, Destiny is kind of the kudere. Cosette was like the girl next door kind of character. Takt is the edgy guy who plays piano all the time because he's Kirito.
I will say the serious scientist type of character with some type of quirky character personality trait.
I don't know about her personality, but I know she's going to be a person that everyone likes a lot.
Why? Because she has big boobs or something?
Well, no, because that was her name, Lot.
Oh my goodness. I hate this guy.
Oh my god. Let's just cancel the podcast. Because
that was it?
Because I think you just killed it.
All right. Good night, everybody. You can meet me at no, I'm kidding.
Oh Lord. So yeah, as well I noticed that this world I mean, we kind of got the idea of the last couple episodes, but for sure, especially when you look at the map of the United States that they had for their road trip or whatever, it seems that this is a post-apocalyptic world, which is very interesting. I think it already gave off those vibes really well, but this episode really kind of cemented it that, yeah, world's fucked.
Yeah, they even said there was like some cities they could not go to.
Yeah, because they were
it's that
toxic.
bad.
Freaking, this is Fallout.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. Now they're going to Las Vegas, so now it's going to be Fallout New Vegas.
New Vegas. Oh, yeah.
Yep, and then there's going to be
They better have
robots.
a New Vegas reference.
There's going to be robots that walk around or use wheels to transport, and they're like giant TVs.
And then there's, for no reason whatsoever, Claptrap's going to be in it. It's like, that's the wrong franchise.
Hello, traveler!
Oh my goodness.
I'm hoping that we get like some type of are we there yet buddy type of dynamic between these characters.
Oh my
Yo,
gosh.
they should put Ice Cube in this show.
They randomly hitchhiking.
He's on the side of the road. Pick me up, yo.
That sound like they get a new music art, like a rapping music art instead
Oh
of the
my-
classical music.
Oh, that would be hilarious. And
Yo,
then just,
isn't NWA classical now? So,
I mean now
they're
it is.
classic.
or yeah,
I don't know
that's what I
about
mean.
classical.
I know, classic. That's what I
It's an oldies for sure. Oh yes, the hits back in the day. Fuck the police.
which is still very applicable to
Yeah.
today's society. Oh Lord. Okay, that's it.
Apparently, Randy says we owe him money.
We do?
Yeah, according to him, he says Ben has $20 for me from last week. Sasuke has 10 for me. He says next week EA has 100 for me. He my boy, but I wants my money, boy. I ain't playing. I'm collecting them all. You heard me.
Well, shit. Randy, you just gotta show me what you have, because you're not getting $10 from me.
And also, why am I 100?
Yeah, he just like up the price on you. Damn.
I know. Apparently, he likes me.
Oh Lord. So what do you guys think Las Vegas is gonna be like?
It's gonna be like New Vegas. I'm calling it right now. It's gonna be New Vegas, and you're gonna have the typical, as soon as they get into it, it's gonna be Elvis Presley. Viva Las Vegas!
Oh,
Viva!
Thank you very much.
And yeah, they're gonna have a couple of Elvis impersonators there. They're gonna be like, "Well, thank you. I'm here to take down these here monsters, and this here is my little lolly, little Elvis." If Las Vegas was nothing but Elvises and little Elvises, I think I would forever pass this show.
Are they gonna have a Yandere music art?
They should. Might as well.
Yeah, they have to.
There was something. Oh yeah. What do you guys think about the whole aspect of Cassette or Destiny essentially like taking a life force out of Takt? Like when she attacks?
Women.
Oh yeah. True.
They be sucking men dry. Am I right, fellas?
Oh Jesus.
Well, you're going to get an email, EA.
Oh no!
Well, I think I talked about this last week, maybe, but I think that's going to be solved eventually. At least that's kind of the idea. Think of literally this. We're watching Fate. This is Fate Stay Night, literally, because think of Destiny as Seba, and then think of Takt as Shiro. And if you've known anything about Fate, a big part of the reason why Saber is so underpowered, much like Destiny is because she's an incomplete master. And how they get Saber to become a complete master and get really powerful is a big plot point in that show, or well, in one of the routes, one of the shows for it.
They fuck.
I was gonna say, isn't it have something to do with sex?
No. It does not.
Not that version.
It has something to do with a object that Saber is known to have.
Oh, her vibrator.
The fuck is wrong with you guys? Jesus.
I like how you said dildo and I said vibrator.
These are terrible, terrible people. You should be
And
fired.
She is Saber.
What
She's
does that
known for
mean?
Thrust.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Elite thrust.
What?
She
When she's
certainly
banging out, does she just yell Excalibur?
I
she
mean,
does.
yeah.
And then she comes.
Don't you do it?
I hate both of you. I hate both of you.
Okay.
Excalibur!
I just remembered the other thing I was going to say. Because it was another weird thing that was going on with Takt and Destiny. Destiny was able to detect. They have names, but they were like they're called like D whatever. But she was able to detect the monsters before even what was the other Lolly's name? Titan? Yeah,
Titan.
Yeah, she was able to detect them before Titan. So like, while we got like the con of like his life force being drained when she attacks, I guess that's the pro. It seems like her abilities are a little more heightened than other people, but we only really have Titan as an example. But it was also with Maestro. He was able to see those monsters too, and I don't think the Maestro or I don't think Lenny was able to do that.
Lenny Kravitz?
No, see.
I was born
long ago, and I'm again. Okay. Yeah, that is interesting. She's considered like an anomaly too. Like she's freak, but like she's much stronger than other Titans or whatever.
Titans. Yeah.
Whatever. Well, the music arts. Excuse me. That's it. The music arts. I was thinking Titans. Like that's not right. Titan arts. Titan arts. I said Titan arts. Music arts.
Hey, Miracle, thanks for subscribing. Much appreciated.
Love you.
No. All right.
Yeah. I think that's all I had to say about this show.
I agree. I am just going to pass it because got to get to that next episode, see what's going on.
We have to see what Vegas looks like, so I'm passing it.
We need the yandere, so I'm passing it.
Okay, you said it, not me. Komi-san didn't air this week for some reason. I couldn't find the episode. I could not find the episode.
I found it.
If you called me.
I searched literally everywhere. Could not find it. So I just didn't watch it.
You want the episode right now?
I mean...
Let's watch it right now.
I mean, well, I just, you know, since I didn't find it, I guess we're just not going to talk about it this week. Make show shorter, so we'll talk about it next week, I suppose.
Oh, okay. Satsuki, I guess we did all that work for nothing, Satsuki.
I thought you guys couldn't find it either, because I couldn't find it.
I found
it.
Good God.
I have a site.
When in doubt, go to Satsuki. He has the hookup.
Or Reddit.
Oh God.
But yeah, you didn't hear that from me.
Let's talk about Mushoku Tensei episode 15, otherwise known as...
I'm watching this episode.
Oh my
wait,
God.
Wait, so you did... Wait. What?
No, I watched it too. I saw it. They were playing that game at the end.
Okay.
See, I know.
All right.
And then Komi-san bent over backwards and sliced Saber in the nuts.
Okay, I don't know why you're spoiling the episode, but okay.
What?
I'm sorry.
Well, Mushoku Tensei episode 15 featured cameos from from our favorite of all time, Ghislaine, aka Gasoline.
We saw a little Ghislaine. She was younger and doing the kitty hunched back. Meow.
Fucking Pharaoh.
Yeah. She was. I think she started eating poop when she was younger.
Oh my god, that's not a routine thing for her.
I hope not. She seemed to
Oh,
have
not
enjoyed
either.
herself.
No, she didn't.
She seemed like she was dying, and it was her only
She's
choice.
like, oh, I need some of this demon shit. Put it in my mouth.
Oh Lord. Oh God. So what'd you guys think about Ghislaine?
They didn't really show her. It was just more of her, who we know now as her brother, older brother, talking about how she kind of that she was very selfish and she just kind of was out for herself, and then she was traded to a wandering traveler. I'm guessing that's fucking Paul. I mean, I don't know if it is or not, but
It had a scar on his face, so I don't think it was Paul.
Yeah, it's not Paul. It's not Paul.
Okay, then it's the other dude.
And Ghislaine is stronger than Paul from what I know. Cause I think
but not
that
in the
person.
bedroom.
Yeah, not in the bedroom. 'Cause I think that person is the person who taught her, and we got that person's name, but I don't remember.
Is that the dude that like looked in the eyes of a dragon and said,
No.
"What's up"?
No,
Because I wanna know where that guy is.
it's not him.
Oh, that guy looks.
If it is him, he cleared that scar up because he doesn't have a scar.
Yeah, he looks like a guy that could like take his pinky and just slice the dragon in half. Like he's just that strong. But what was I getting at? Yeah, she was a very different person than when from what her brother knew her as to what Eris and Rudy to what they knew her as. So I thought that was kind of a neat compare and contrast to see where she was to what she became to be.
Yeah. I didn't want to talk about Ghislaine this early. First, I gotta go over the bad, and it was only 30 seconds the episode, but it happened in the episode. We got more of that useless Rudy shit. You know, it's literally the first 34 seconds, so I don't really have to elaborate on it. It's just like, why is it there? Like, I think I typed something in a KOA chat when I was watching it, like I didn't say what I was talking about specifically, but it was like one of those like, are we doing this again? And then like, you know, the rest of the episode was pretty good because the focus went to Eris. But yeah, the first 30 seconds, bad Mushoku Tensei again.
That's bad Michoko Tensei. Bad.
Yeah, but yeah, they keep doing it though. I don't know why. But yeah, I really liked Eris in this episode because it just showed you how far she grew from, you know, she was also kind of Pharaoh, I guess, in a little way like Ghislaine, where she was real violent and hard to deal with. And then we got Eris now, and it's not like she's lost all of those qualities, but she's definitely a lot more mellow. Like, she's willing to listen to you. She's teaching people. Overall, she's just a way better person. And, you know, you got to give credit to Rudy because he was very patient with her as a mentor. But credit to Eris because, yeah, I mean, she's a pretty cool character. Like, I was kind of indifferent on Eris, but I think this season especially is highlighting her character, like how much she's grown. So
Yeah.
I really like Eris.
Yeah, she was really good in this episode. I feel like the majority of it took place around her, and you know, I've been saying this every week. Why can't the show be focused around her, and then Rudy could just be the side character? and we don't even know his inner monologue. He's just a pervy little boy. That's what we would know him as. But yeah, Eris is great.
Yeah, I definitely like seeing the progression of the little arrogant girl to the honestly just it's almost night and day, for at least my opinion with how she acts, because now she's excited for everything. She loves adventuring with Rudy and Ruijerd and everyone else, and has like a lot of these experiences that show her character growth pretty much each episode. Like, honestly, I think she is the most enjoyable character of this series. I I think she kind of outshines Rudy. If it weren't, if it like obviously Rudy is the standout of this show because he is the main character. He's in like every episode with every scene, right? But if Rudy had just a little bit less of a role, I feel like Eris could easily just be that main character, with a couple changes. So she's that good. Love her character. I like the interactions with her, Eris, and Tersna and Monotona, I believe is her name.
Monotona, what a name.
Yeah, something like that. I may be wrong though.
Oh. They just called her Tona.
Yeah, they shortened it to Tona for this episode, but they their relationship was really interesting, because in this episode we see Eris really become the master for
Sensei.
the sensei for these little girls, and she teaches them the way of the sword, and it's this really compelling relationship between these two that really shows how much Eris has grown, because later on Tona and Eris get into a fight because Tona doesn't want Eris to leave. She gets mad over that. Rudy makes a comment that Eris held back in the fight, which shows to me that Eris now has self-restraint and that she can control her temper. Whereas, I mean, how many times did we see in the first part of season 1 that Eris would fly off the handle and punch Rudy or storm off? I mean, we saw it in this second part.
Literally, the first time they're interacted, she wants to kill him.
Yeah, and I mean, Eris is so different now. And and the best part is it's not obvious until it's obvious. It's subtle. And oh man, she's just great. Love her to death. More Eris, please.
Please. I wouldn't be upset if Rudy died.
She's also ripped. Like, what is she, like 12 or 13?
She's like 13, I think.
Yeah, she's like jacked to the gills.
You should keep watching Hunter x Hunter for Killua.
Oh, I totally forgot I was going to bring my Hunter x Hunter series back. Let me write that down, because that's kind of important.
I was going to say I really like the whole parallel between Eris and Ghislaine, like how they brought that relationship of Ghislaine and her brother to Eris and Tona, and that, like, they were about to depart on a bad note, and because of how Ghislaine how she left her clan, and I'm assuming we don't know exactly why she did it. I'm guessing like she just after she left, she just eventually went on her adventure with all of the guys, and she just decided never to come back. But it's just that whole thing of like the next generation not making the same mistakes as their predecessors. Like, Tona decided to swallow her pride and just apologize to Eris, and Eris accepted the apology, and like we already said about Eris, that shows progression because the Eris that we were introduced to when we first seen her, she would have never even like heard her out. Like as soon as she was been aware of her being in the same room as her, she would have probably tried to attack her or something. So, but they ended up hashing things out. She was also able to spread the teachings of Ghislaine, her sword style, and I think that's important too, because Tona didn't learn any sword techniques from her father, but she's getting it from Eris when it's really from Auntie Ghislaine. So I think that's pretty cool that Ghislaine still has influence over her clan now.
That is cool.
And that actually thinking more about this episode, it seems like this village is kind of isolated and maybe in their information, and this is just a guess just because they didn't know that Ghislaine was why do I want to call her a sword saint? I'm thinking of Ray Sero. That's not what she is. Is it Sword King? Was that her title?
I think it might be Sword King, yeah. I don't know.
I think her title is Sword King, whatever it is. But they didn't know that Ghislaine rose to those heights. And that's something that you would probably know. Because it's not many of those as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point.
Strong.
It's a good point. I mean, the village, obviously, from the way the locale is set up, it's obviously isolated. But it seems
and it rains for like months.
Yeah. So
they must live in the rainforest.
I mean, seems like they do, and I guess it makes sense because as raids and stuff like that happening, it may be better for those people to be isolated. But this, I mean, it is interesting though. If that is the case, I wonder how that will play into future episodes. Because after watching this episode, I thought like a cool way to to close out an arc in Ghislaine's character is to have her come back, meet her brother, and kind of, let everybody know she's doing all right. I think that's a really compelling story, a very easy story to tell. Especially with the brother. You don't even have to have her go back to the village. Just have her and the brother meet up. And it would just be a very, very good story. But now that you say that, and hearing from people, since I made my video on it yesterday, that this is, I think, anime original. So, hearing that, well, I mean, we shall see.
I feel like what's going to happen with Ghislaine is one or two things. I feel, and I hope it's the latter, but the first thing is because Eris has a memento of Ghislaine, she has the ring, she's learned her techniques. She probably still has a lot more to learn from Ghislaine, but it's kind of like I feel like they're slowly kind of like setting Eris up to replace her. Not of course she's not going to be a sword king, at least not for years to come, but I feel like she is going to be like the heir apparent for Ghislaine, and I hope that's not the case, at least not like before we see her again. I hope that's not the case. The other thing is or other scenario I want to bring up is Ghislaine regrouping with her former party of Paul, of damn, I forgot everybody's names. Yeah, but yeah, you know the gang. I think we pretty much got all of them except for one guy. That party.
Well, I think with now that I think about it, if they had Ghislaine with them after the Mana disaster and all that happened, this would be very much easy mode. like like any bad thing that would happen, Ghislaine would be like, all right, it's time to take out the trash, and it would just that would be it.
Dun, 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 dun.
But we don't know if Ghislaine is stronger than Ryujin.
We don't.
I mean, I would put my money on Ghislaine, but if Ryujin isn't stronger than her, I don't think he's that far. But we don't really have a way to proper power scale. I mean, Ryujin said in this episode that he kind of aspired to be like one of the greats in terms of his fighting capabilities. So, like, he already has those type of aspirations. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's one of the stronger characters in the series. We already know like how feared the supers are. So
yeah, that's true. I don't know.
Can I say something about the absolutely lame fight at the end?
Oh, that. I was like,
that
what are you
was
talking
funny.
about?
That was funny.
Eris and I don't know the guy's name.
Oh, me neither.
anyway.
I have no idea.
Ghislaine's bro. They're like, we're gonna
Aniki.
test our battle. Okay, Aniki. We're gonna test their strength. May the best person win. Ching! Well, that was fun. Yep, you beat me. Okay, and then Rudy's like, "What the fuck just happened?"
That was the best part. Rudy's confusion absolutely sold it because everybody else got it but Rudy.
And doesn't he have an eye that could like slow that shit down? You think he would have been like, "Let me see what's gonna happen."
Oh my god! And the narrator, when the narrator isn't doing the creepy character, when he's doing this comedy stuff, he's so good. He's so good. Oh man, yeah, that was.
But other than that, this was an enjoyable episode. I wish more of the show could be like this. Obviously, with the cool ass fights too, and the world building is great.
Well, I mean, if you think back, how many like Mushoku Tensei typically, at least for us, has a very good track record. It's just when it fucks up, it's like, my immense. God, why did they do that? But I mean, this season so far has been pretty special because we've had, in my opinion, two of the worst characters introduced with the horny girl and Torbjorn from Overwatch, and
horny girl senpai.
Yeah, horny girl senpai.
Well, it's not necessarily I like her, but I think the horny girl is fine.
Oh my god, Satsuki!
No, there's.
Yeah.
I'm being serious. Like, I feel like they didn't have anything more to her character. That's why I just say that she's fine and not like good or anything. I don't think she's like a phenomenal character, but I think she's just okay. If that's her gimmick, then whatever. I don't really have a problem with it.
Look at all these men I slept with. Yeah.
Yeah. Sugoi.
Like I said, it's like that. We got HK. I'm gonna sleep with 100 dudes.
She's certainly ambitious.
Well,
she's probably slept with over 100 dudes.
Had a mess scene from one episode, and then a really questionable episode, and then that's kind of the pattern that we had last season as well. So,
yeah,
we shall see.
We shall see. We shall see.
Also, I guess another thing I'd like to bring up before we end our discussions on this episode is that at the beginning of the episode, the Beast Children and as well Eris could not speak each other's languages very well. They had to slow it down quite a bit, but by the end of this episode, they could not speak fluently, but speak a lot better. So that was
no go.
Yeah, I mean that was a great part, but as well, I'm pretty. I don't. Is this a language like that already exists in our world? Like, or did they make this up? Because I think it doesn't sound like anything I've ever heard.
I'm sure it's a fantasy type language, kind of like Elvish or
Komi. The one from Star Trek.
I'm thinking of that fucking, what the fuck is it called? Starts with a C. Klingon. Klingon. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's like that, where in Klingon there's a legit language for it that you can speak it, and they have it like in schools and shit, which is like insane to think about.
I think Skyrim does as well. Skyrim and the Elder Scrolls as a whole has like their own language.
Yeah, it's just like a made up language, probably, just like Elvish or something.
Oh, Matthias says the Demon and Beast languages in Mushoku Tensei are real world languages, but with ciphers put on them to flip the consonant orders in the words. So it sounds made up. Okay, and then some confused us says, nope, the anime made up an entirely new language. I don't know. The duality of man.
It's so funny, like when someone like has like those long explanations, and so just swoops in. Nope, he's fucking wrong.
Well, whatever. It sounds cool just hearing the way that they speak it.
So I mean, Matthias says it may be based on. Well, Matthias says it's based on Zulu. So it could be. We're gonna have to Google this afterwards.
I'm sure.
I'm not. I'll lead that research for you, see.
Oh God. I'm passing it. This was a pretty good episode.
I'm passing it as well.
Ooh, I did not want to pass this episode, but I got to be fair, so I will pass it as well.
You know you liked it, Satsuki.
No. Like I said, it was the first 30 seconds when I went into it. I was like, "Here we go, here we go." In my Chris Pratt voice, you know. But then it was a good episode, so you know.
Freaking, he was like Solid Snake, just like Psycho Mantis. What's that out there? Oh, it's a bunch of naked, and then the father's like, "What the fuck you doing?" Sorry.
I was hoping he was going to cut him down, but alas,
another time.
Let's talk about 86 episode 15. Vladilena coming back. You guys see the after credits scene?
She didn't come back.
She was in the after credits. You see her.
She was?
Yep, writing down in her diary. She's coming back.
I thought that was no. That was just the credits. Wasn't it?
It was after credits. I mean, that was a part of the credits this time, but it was new.
I'm sick of this show. I gotta be honest. There's no Vlad.
Oh my God, you guys are simps.
It has nothing to do with simping. It has everything to do with she's a more interesting character than a good majority of the 86. No offense to the 86, and especially the lolly. But there's only like maybe one or two that are interesting as far as like the 86. But I'm just like, dang, they're taking their time with Vlad not being here. So I'm just kind of like, when's she coming back? Because she got a red streak in her hair. She's more badass. We saw like 12 seconds of her in the first episode, and then just, fuck it.
I put up a story today. I recorded this video. It's supposed to be the intro for my 86 video from a couple weeks ago. But I edited it down to 15 seconds, and I made it a story on my channel. And you can find this if you're on mobile or whatever. You can look at my stories, and you'll find it. It's the one that came up today. And in the comment, I think it was Decrepit Storm told me that I was digging myself further. To which I replied, "Diggin'. That's a great song from the Cowboy Bebop soundtrack."
Uh-huh.
And then Lightning here says, both me and Ben know when our Vladilena simps are tingling. What does that mean? I have nothing to do with this. I just pointed out that Vladilena was in the end credits, and I got excited.
I need Lena back. I'm not gonna lie. We're all about honesty here. I'm not feeling Sheen as the main character. I'm just not. I'm not interested in him.
He's alright.
he's just whatever to me. He doesn't really evoke any emotion out of me. Like he's not a bad character, guys. But I don't give a fuck. I truly do not give a fuck. I'm going to be completely honest. And it's like it's so Sheen centric. It's either Sheen or we're getting a lolly. Like it's one or the other. We don't even get the other 86. Like I think the strength of Sheen and like why he was so much better in the first season is because like he got to bounce off of characters like Lena, who was very naive. He got to bounce off his other teammates like Anju and the rest of them. But we don't really get to see that much of that this season. So honestly, I'm coasting right now. I'm just coasting.
I'm so sick of Frederica. She came out and was doing her senpai, I'm sleepy, and it's like, go to bed.
Yo,
don't give a shit about your problems.
Shin threw Frederica at Anju. That was great.
That was great. I cheered when that happened. I was like, good. Now kick her next time.
Wait.
Oh my god.
When does 86 come out? Like what day?
I think it's a Saturday, Sunday.
Wow. So it literally came out the same day as throw a short person day. Like literally, that was a thing. Like I posted in the KOA chat.
Yeah, that was great.
Good timing.
Yeah,
it was perfect timing.
Definitely. I have a different opinion than you guys. I actually really enjoy Shin's character because through Shin we're learning a lot about Frederica, but as well generally, just how Shin works and how he ticks, and his character progression in the last 3 or so episodes has been very interesting because in the first half of this season, Shin is just a grunt. He's a soldier. That's all he is. But now that in this season he's being treated more like a human, he's progressing as a human. He's starting, in this episode especially, to have more thoughts on things, whereas before he would kind of cut those thoughts out and remain this cold and hardened soldier. But now that there's actually warmth in his life, now that there's actually people who are treating him right and care about him, that this military is and the people are treating them well. I mean, for God's sakes, they're giving them gifts because they think the 86 are like these really sad and poor people, which they scoffed at, and especially Shin scoffed at, was like, get rid of the gifts or whatever. But it's true, they are sad people. So like his character and ties into all the 86, of course, to a certain extent, but mostly his character is going in a direction where I think once we, do have our episodes back with Vladilena or whatever it may be in the Republic, I think we will kind of by that point see Shin in a totally new light. In other words, I think we've really hit a point with Shin to where his character development and his character arc are going to bear a lot of fruits. So yeah, I mean, I get it. You want to see Vladilena. She's on the cover. That's what we were all expecting. But at the same time, I mean, gotta call it like it is. I think Shin still is a great character, and just because Vladilena hasn't showed up yet, I don't think that means that the show is necessarily boring or that Shin's not an interesting character. He doesn't have as much charisma as Vladilena, and his scenes in these episodes have been quite dark and slow, but that seems to be by design, and I'm quite entertained by these episodes so far, and I think it's a good change of pace. Oh my god.
I don't know. I think I may be being a little too hard on it. It's okay at the absolute most. I think what made 86 the series that it was the interactions between Shin and Vladilena. And now that we kind of don't have that at all, it's just, it feels like it's missing something. Like it's a lesser show than what it used to be, and I definitely miss that dynamic in this particular arc, and I'm just kind of torn. I'm wanting to see Vladilena, to see what she does, because like I said, we see her for a little bit and she's already like 10 times better than she was, and she's a completely different character that's just way more interesting. You're like, whoa, what's gonna happen? And they just dangle that little carrot right in front of you, and you're like, what's gonna happen next? Next episode, nothing. Next episode, nothing.
Well,
and I don't know. Like I said, I guess the other episodes they're fine, but I don't know. I just feel like the more interesting character isn't the spotlight this time around.
I don't agree with that, because I think that these episodes are not meant to have a Vladilena focus, because I think it's important that we develop this country of Giad and its backstory and its origins and the mystery surrounding it, because there is a tangible mystery to what happened with the fall of Giad and Frederica's character, as we got in this episode. I don't think there is room for Vladilena's character right now. I think if Vladilena showed up in these episodes, and we had, like we did with the first episode of the second part of the season, I think we would be complaining about how we're not getting enough Shin, how we're not having enough development on Shin's part, and how the episodes are a little bit rushed. So I don't know. In my opinion, I think the story right now is just as compelling or interesting as a whole character. Because what right now is compelling in San Magnolia, that is more compelling in San Magnolia than what's happening in Giad, or the former Giad. We've seen San Magnolia quite a bit. Like that place has been developed. That was a whole focus on our first half of the season. So it's important that I think these episodes show what's happening here, because if it doesn't, and we just focus more on Vladilena, then we're going to have an underdeveloped Shin. We're going to have an underdeveloped 86. We're going to have an underdeveloped, what is essentially the conflict of the series. And I think as well, the moments that we do see Vladilena, it makes us excited. It is dangling that carrot, and I think that's a good thing, because once we do get back to Vladilena, we are going to have this really developed country of Giad, and not this underdeveloped country where if we didn't focus on it, it would go, we would have this conflict between the two, because we saw in this episode that San Magnolia, they have no contact with them. So that to me already says that there is going to be some sort of conflict between these two neighboring countries. Especially, knowing that Frederica is there and she's one of the former royals. So I think I don't think these episodes are boring or bad. I think these are necessary episodes that have a lot of really interesting story that we need to see, because if we don't, then it's not going to be we're going to have a whole different set of complaints. And I think if our complaint is that we're not seeing enough Vladilena and that we don't find Shin as interesting as Vladilena, then that's not really bad, in my opinion.
I will say this. I feel like it's fine not to focus on Lena. My whole thing is, I just don't think it's, for me, the show is not working when it's hyper focused on Sheen and Frederica, because with Sheen in particular, I don't find that he is a character that works in isolation. I think he has to have different dynamics with characters to come off as interesting. He's not a bad character, but a lot of his scenes I just find myself just checking out because I don't really care when he's by himself. Some people may, they may disagree with that, but I haven't been feeling the whole thing with Frederica and him either, to be honest. So that's just me. I think it's fine to have the focus not be on Lena, because it's hard to go to a whole different country and you're trying to basically get us attached to a whole different cast of characters. Because although we have like Anju and the rest of the squad, we're still in a whole different area and in a different military, and it seems like one of the characters that's going to be like one of the key players in this new story of 86 is I forgot if she said her name. She probably did. I just don't remember it. But she's like their new commander. And they even had a nickname for her too.
Wenzel?
Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking about. The one with the short hair.
Wenzel.
Yeah, her. Whatever her name is. But yeah, they gave her a nickname, Merchant of Death. That already gives you like some interesting thing that could form between her and Sheen. They're already like having their little back and forth when they were doing a whole Juggernaut bit when they were when she kept calling it like Rain Lace or something. Rain Lace, I think that was it. And then she was like, no, Juggernauts.
They kept going back and forth. Rain Lace, Juggernaut. Rain Lace, Juggernaut.
Yeah, so that could be something that forms to be interesting. It's not there yet, but that's something that's hope for the future. And that's something good. I don't think if the show were to just rely on Lena to be the only interesting aspect of it, then that's an issue. I think it's fine if you want to grow the seeds that you've already planted for other characters. But right now it's just been Sheen Citric, and I need more.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, passing it. I mean, what else can you say?
Yeah. Is it confirmed that it's going to be Vlad next episode?
I don't know.
Okay, I'm killing it then.
Oh my god. It is not a bad show at all. Literally.
Sasuke, it's on you.
No. Okay. That doesn't make any sense because the show... I think I disagree with that.
I know you want to save your waifu. It's okay.
This is the only kill I've ever disagree with anybody on the show. This episode was pretty darn good, and it had a lot of intrigue. We learned about Frederica. We learned about how all the royals got killed. We even saw Kyria. Like, we learned more about Shin, the PTSD that he's dealing with, how his character is developing. I don't understand how you could kill this episode.
It's just not doing it for me anymore. I feel like the first part was way more interesting. Now we're just kind of, I get it, we're in world building and just getting to know new characters, etc. and so forth, but I don't know. It just doesn't feel the same to me. And all jokes aside about Vladilena not being in it and whatever, it just feels different, and it doesn't feel like a good kind of different. It just feels like the whole series is just meh, to be honest. I'm just kind of like, I I don't hate it, but at the same time, I'm not in love with it. It's just kind of okay. And yeah, so that's kind of why I'm giving it my honorary kill.
There are a lot of things that are being set up with this episode. I don't think this was a great setup episode because, like I said, I don't think the information presented in this episode was presented in a way that was super interesting. But nonetheless, like I don't think it was a bad episode at all. So this one for me, I was initially going to just give it a courtesy pass, but like thinking about it, I'll give it a regular pass because I don't think like the episode did that bad for me to go courtesy pass, because usually that's when I don't have anything positive to say and I just basically just hope for the best, like just hope that the next episode is better. But yeah, I'm still hoping for something better than this episode. I'll tell you that much.
All right, that's the end of the main show. Now let's get into a little bit of interesting stuff, so to speak. Berserk 97, final episode, and then some. Because I said, EA, you don't watch that the last part of that movie, I'm gonna do backflips.
And he has a video that he has yet to post, and I told him, please don't. I'll watch them. You don't have to do those backflips.
I did the backflips anyways because I spent.
you just did one and then just looped it over and over again.
Oh god. So Berserk episode 25, and as well Berserk Golden Age Arc 3, The Advent. EA, we need to know. Me and Satsuki, we've been craving it.
Well, here it is, boys. We're finally on the last episode of Berserk, and what a ride. What a crazy, crazy ride Berserk has been. It's definitely lived up to the hype. I'm not ashamed that I watched this. In fact, I'm the opposite. I'm glad I watched this. It was well worth it, and it was an absolutely insane ending that makes me mad, but also just it's bittersweet in a way, because the whole series itself is unique and it's iconic and it shows, and it's just kind of disappointing in a way to know that we will never ever ever get an official ending for this series, and it's such a shame because it had a really amazing start, and it's just such an interesting series that I'm probably gonna have to do something I haven't done before and actually read the manga. I'm seriously considering doing that just so that I can see how this, I guess not ends, but where else it goes from there. Because then it gets to a certain point when, I don't know, it stops, right? Like that's just it. But yeah, so when it comes to the last episode, holy crap! Holy crap, they freaking ate everybody, and everyone, spoilers everybody, for nobody who's seen Berserk, please go watch it. Everyone died. Everyone died and made, I'm so glad that when the demons decided to make, I guess, Reborn Griffin, they just kept his same armor design, because that would have been very embarrassing. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, that's he comes back, and he has his way with Casca, and Guts. Well, we see how he loses his arm, how his eyes get gouged out. In the show, you kind of don't see what happens after that, which kind of confused me. But then when you watch the movie, you see how he escaped. He escaped from Ghost Rider on a horse, and he was saved that way, and so was Casca. But Casca doesn't even remember anything, and she doesn't even seem like a person. She's just like a child when it comes to like her mindset. And all I can say is just wow. That is such an incredibly powerful ending. It definitely, I could definitely see where Game of Thrones was inspired. I have a feeling what's his name? George R.R. Martin was inspired by Berserk, and I don't care who knows it. And just the absolute brutality and just how sad everything was. I don't know. I don't know how to put it into words. It was just so brutal and just like brutally honest. Like it was, Disney's always going to be famous for their happy endings. Berserk is anything but. And that's crazy just how, sad ending, but I enjoyed the series. I definitely think I'm going to pick it up and read it just to see what happens and where they continue the story. And I hope one of these days we get a really good adaptation, because I guess this kind of goes into what happened recently. The movie Dune came out this past weekend, and apparently it's the best looking and the best adapted Dune we've had so far. And that was a book that came out in the 60s, and it's been done so many damn times. Why can't we have the same for Berserk? It's probably going to take a while. Let's get a nice, well animated. Let's let a great studio like Mappa or someone do Berserk, and let's get a great adaptation. One where not everything is CG and, pots and pans or with a sword.
I was actually thinking about this today because I read what is the Advent or the eclipse or whatever you want to call it in the manga again for the first time in years. And I was thinking about it. I was like, why hasn't there been, an anime adaptation, again that is just way better? And I thought about it, and this is probably not the issue, but the only thing that I could come up with was that what comes after the Golden Age arc, and of course what comes before with the Black Swordsman arc, I don't know if they could get away showing what the manga shows. And as EA has seen in the film, the scene with Femto and Casca is extremely graphic. And they show quite a bit.
I was surprised they did it with the anime, and then with the movie, it just took it to a whole nother level. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, and I mean the Black Swordsman arc, which is the arc that comes before the Golden Age arc, is vile. And what comes after with Lost Children and horrifying, absolutely horrifying, and it kind of just keeps that consistency throughout the rest of it. I mean, it's the Age of Darkness. That's why they call it that for a reason, because it's a lot of darkness, all right. A lot of bad stuff. Bad stuff. And it makes sense why the Golden Age arc has been adapted so many freaking times. Well, twice, I should say. Because it's the least dark of all of the arcs, and it's still pretty damn dark and grim, especially when you get to the Eclipse, where... oh boy. But yeah, I mean, that's my guess. Satsuki, what do you think? Why do you think there's no adaptation yet that's been 1-to-1?
Because they keep picking incompetent studios try to take a shot at Berserk.
That's also that, yeah.
Hasn't been a studio where you go, oh, like this sounds like a good idea. Like all of them, like you knew was kind of a bad idea from the get go. I mean, the 97 version was pretty good. Ended off on a very weird note with like the exact placement of the ending, but nonetheless, like I this is the best Berserk you'll get. When it comes to the TV anime adaptation, you shouldn't even like look at Berserk 2016, 17. Don't even look at it. It's just it's that bad and that underwhelming, and not because of just the animation and the pots and pans memes. Is them cutting out story elements entirely and just thrusting you into the story as if you've already watched the 97 version and read the manga. It's just ridiculous. And I part of why Berserk probably doesn't have a good adaptation, or why probably won't be redone. Like C said, like this series is very graphic. Like the demons, the killings, there's a lot of rape in this series, and
Jesus.
yeah, it's like if you thought the Eclipse was bad, it gets way worse. There's some scenes where like
I mean,
no one gets murdered or no one gets raped, and it's still like very like,
Oh, yeah.
what is this?
Yeah. Oh God. Oh, the whole arc with Luca. Poor girl. That's some harsh stuff. And then I mean, look at my profile picture on Discord. It's Schnoz. You know what comes after Schnoz? Ugh. It's bad stuff, man. Bad stuff. Probably some of the most graphic stuff. Like, I don't think Berserk has been able to top what comes after Schnoz. Like it's just really dark.
There's a scene where fucking Baphomet, is cooking humans in a pot, a big ass pot.
Yeah, that's
like
the stuff. Yeah, that's the stuff with Luca. I mean, I guess, and what's happening during, like, what's around that's happening is even, like, it's insanity. It's insanity. Like,
Wow.
it is not, like, you do not let your children read Berserk. Like, legitimately.
I was reading this when I was in high school.
I mean, high school.
You're like, oh, this is very, very tasteful.
I didn't say that. But I mean, I was a very weird child, weird teen.
So this kind of gets into the movie a little bit, but I love him so much that I have to ask EA, what did you think about Skull Knight?
I don't know what to think of him. He just came in and like saved everybody. He just came out of nowhere. It was like, here I come to save the day.
He's like Batman. He's
it's
great.
to me, he reminded me of Ghost Rider, but on a horse. And I was just like so confused because, well, again, it explained how he got out of there, because in the anime it doesn't even show how he did it. I was so confused. I'm like, didn't he have demons all around him? Now he's grabbing a sword and he's like, well, time to hit the dusty trail, and it just walks out. I was so confused. But at least the movie kind of like sews that up. So I mean, what do I think of him? I'm like, I don't really know much about him other than he just helped him and gave him a sword and said he may have potential, and then just the movie ends.
The anime did not include Skull Knight in any capacity because he wasn't just brought up in that scene with the eclipse. He was alluded to before.
Oh,
Yeah. I mean, he had a
bad.
confrontation with Zod in the movie. So at the right before, yeah, like Skull Knight asks him, I believe, why Zod, because Zod was ordered to guard the immortal gates or whatever they call it, and Zod didn't do it, and Skull Knight was wondering why he did it, and it's alluded to that Skull Knight has some sort of involvement with God Hand and the Slan and Void and Conrad and all of those. So
Oh,
it seems he may have been a part of that group. At least it's alluded to. His character is yeah, and his and Zod's is really interesting, and you see him fight. So, very briefly, but it's still badass because it's Zod and Skull Knight. So,
interesting. To answer your question, Sasuke, from last week, I don't think anybody would have given up their life if they know that he was going to be doing that.
Yeah, probably not.
If they knew he was going to be some demon raper, I don't think that they would have been like, "Oh yeah, totally, Griffith, you can have me."
a lot of people think that Griffith is misled. Do you think that's true?
Hell no, you saw what he did.
I mean, that's
He knew exactly what he was doing. He's like, "I'm filling up Casca. I'm doing something else now." And it's just, no, misguided. He's, I still stick to what I say about him. Selfish and only cared about himself.
So what did you think about all the deaths of the band of the Hawk members and the Raiders?
Oh, it was horrifying and just absolutely sad. You know, because one by one you saw everybody dying. You know, Pippin and Joke.
Gashtal?
Judah. Wait, joke.
Oh, sorry, Judah, not Joke. There was Luda. There was
Luda?
50 Cent.
Luda.
50 Cent?
There was Usher.
What are you watching?
There was Corcus. His actually made me really sad out of all of them. And I never thought I'd say that just because, I don't know, I felt a certain way towards him, but then all of a sudden he's just like, if this is hell, there's no way that there's like a woman in hell or something, and then he just comes
My
up to
weakness
the
is always
sweet,
women.
sweet, yeah, exactly, sweet bosoms of the women, and then just kind of accepts defeat, you know, in a way. And yeah, that was pretty sad. And then after they die, you see their fucking bodies and just their faces inside the mouths of these demons. It's like, Jesus. Oh.
Yeah, terrible. Pippin got hollowed out. It was just brutal. Especially Pippin, who's this silent guy who's really sweet. He seems he cares a lot about all of his comrades. He seems to be the most kind of like, you know, in the middle out of everybody. But you just like him because he's like this friendly looking dude, right? And he terrible what happens to him. Judo to me is besides Corcus is the most stands out the most because he has this whole thing with Casca where he's trying to save her and he's fending off all these demons. And just slowly, he's basically just tortured by them. Gets his arm bitten, gets stabbed through the chest, gets I don't even lashed. And at the end, what's going to happen is, well, he talks about how he's never had the courage to tell Casca what he really wanted to, and he wants his last words to be those special words. And he doesn't get it out. He says, "Do you
put itch cream down there?" And then he just like passes out.
Oh my God. Well, he says, I believe you cry a lot when you're alone, don't you?
That's right, yeah.
And he dies. And it's heartbreaking because it's judo. He's judo. He's like, but oh man, so sad. And like, you don't even like, in the anime at least, you don't even have any inclination that judo likes Casca. So when that happens, it's like, oh shit. Yeah, you totally did, didn't you? And it's just, oh.
Yeah, that was definitely a very, very difficult ending to watch. The fact that they decided to end it there is within itself very interesting. But I mean, if it just gets worse than that, then I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that Berserk is just a very depressing series.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's no happiness for anybody, unfortunately. But so sad. But like I said, I'm glad I watched it. I can now say that I've seen Berserk, and now I understand why people put it out there as being like one of the more unique animes and that have come out, just because of I don't know. I think for me, it has to be just the epic shift and just how gruesome it got and the characters. Yeah, just everything about that is just so cool. One of these days we'll get a good adaptation. We're all going to be in our 50s by the time that happens, but
hopefully not.
it took this long for Dune to get a good adaptation. So yeah, I mean that book came out in the 60s, so it's gonna be the same for us.
Also, what was your very first impressions? Like, did you think that when Guts was trapped by the monster, that he would chop off his own arm?
Oh, Guts?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the first episode kind of ruined it. Because of the fact that he had no hand. He had a gun there. So I was like, oh, this is how he gets the gun hand. So I guess that kind of ruined it for me. But just how long it took him to chip away at it, I'm like, just cut it. Use the sharp part, buddy. The sharp part. What are you doing?
Hey, man, that's what makes it even more brutal. The fact he did it that way. He did it the hard way.
Yeah, he did it with the dull end instead of the sharp blade. It's like, come on.
More rewarding that way.
I guess.
And in the movie, he breaks his arm first, trying to run, and then like tears a bunch of his tendons apart, and then he decides, all right, I'm stuck. Now it's time to chop off my arm. And then, God, they adapted it so well in the movie because it looks exactly like it does in the manga. You see everything. And it's, oh, God, brutal shit. Brutal shit.
What is that? What is that, Sasuke?
Oh, that's one of the best characters in Berserk, Farnese.
Oh, Farnese. Oh, we love
She's
Farnese.
giving someone a present.
Okay.
We love Farnese here. She's great. Satsuki.
She's giving someone a present.
Oh Lord. Oh no. EA, what did you think about Casca having a? Oh wait, you didn't see that. That wasn't in the movie.
See what?
So the rest, they still have not adapted technically the Golden Age arc to a complete end, because you know how at the very end of the movie you see Casca on the hill.
On the hill, I remember her like in like underneath a waterfall, not remembering anything.
I thought they showed one of the final scenes. Maybe not. Well,
the final scene is Guts like standing on a hill, and then like
so that's
the
what it
Skull
is.
Knight is just like chilling, saying he might have potential, and then it just ends. I thought that was kind of weird.
Well, there's after credit scenes for the movie as well.
Oh, shoot, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's the same after credits as 97 though. Like it's the exact same. He's putting on gear and stuff. So and it ends with this is only the beginning. It was only the beginning, and what came after was bad. But other than that, yeah. But so the rest of the Golden Age arc, it's only like a couple more chapters they didn't adapt. I don't know why they didn't adapt the rest. But you see, you know how I was about to call him Berserk. You know how Guts is fighting those ghosts?
Uh-huh.
Well, Casca is like like on a hill, and there's a bunch of ghosts surrounding her, but they're not attacking her. Because what happens later, like moments later, is she has a child. She gives birth to a baby boy.
Let me guess, who's the daddy?
Yeah, it's Femto and Casca's child. And Skull Knight is like, you gotta kill this, or it's gonna bring. This is a bad omen. Like this is going to ruin you if you don't kill this child. Like right now. And he tries to, and Casca stops him. And then it disappears because the baby only lives in the night. It doesn't live in the day. So yeah, that's something that they didn't adapt.
I have to make a correction. That child is not Femto's, it's Guts. The child is tainted by Femto, though.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, you're right. You're totally right. I totally forgot. Whoopsies. But yeah. Any other thoughts on the Berserkers?
Just that. Like I said, it was definitely a journey. It was certainly something that I'll never forget ever. And yeah, that's if I would have saw that at a young age, that would have fucked me up. Like that would have stuck with me for a long time. I mean, that's crazy.
I think I saw it initially when I was 19 or 20. So that's when I got into it. A little late in comparison to Satsuki, at least.
16 and 17.
Oh my god. Let's talk about Oddtaxi now.
Okay.
Oddtaxi. So, see. Now we have been waiting for your response to this final episode. What are your thoughts?
Did not expect until Taxby. Hell, my spelling is terrible. I apologize, everyone in the audience. I did not expect. I thought this was just legit a show that just had anthropomorphized characters. But it did it. It was just the way that he saw the world and saw everybody as being some kind of animal, because as a child, Otokawa was in an abusive household, and the only way that he could cope is with this picture book of animals that his father gave him. And his father, terrible person, cheated on his wife with a mistress, and then the mother, probably just as bad, actually worse.
Yeah, she's definitely worse.
Probably had some sort of mental illness and abused and beat Otokawa, and lived in filth seemingly, and tried to kill Otokawa and her husband by driving off a bridge, which is reflected at the end of this episode, when that's the climax of the series, is revisiting that moment, I suppose, through different context. Did not expect any of that at all. And what was in his closet? It was a cat. So my question is, what the fuck did he think? What did that cat look like?
It was probably just a regular cat to him. I mean, well, because he knew that, or at least what he thought back then, like everybody looked like animals or whatnot. So maybe he thought it was just a regular cat.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I mean, like in the show, like you kind of get hints as to like everybody being human in the first place, because like the fact that this is something that you could kind of brush over, but it was like it all adds up. But just in the context of like the cat in the closet, like birds still being birds, like people still had like pet birds despite them being animals. Like that's kind of weird, don't you think? And the fact that they also eat chicken and stuff like that. You would
Right.
think that animals wouldn't do that, but they were just like, okay. So yeah, I feel like he probably just saw the cat as it looked, but he himself wasn't sure that it was actually a cat because of his condition.
Yeah, it's funny because like whenever you get a chance to see Tactics, this is definitely a show you should watch through on the second time because then you'll notice things again on the rewatch. It's just funny now that you realize that they were regular people. That the first time you watch it again the second time and he's like, "What do I look like? You look like a gorilla."
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't really kind of acknowledge him or anything. And then when he says stuff to other people like, "Oh, that person was a calico cat," or "You're a llama," and how they kind of just brush it off as in, "What is this guy talking about?" I
Yeah.
love how such genius the show was to just kind of not give it away, but when that twist actually happened, it was that much more satisfying. You're like, no way. And then when he finally opens his eyes and you see them as people, that's what sold it for me. That's what made me go, this is the greatest show.
Yeah, it's so good. Like when I always say, like for something to be like a good mystery, it can't just like be completely you can't guess it at all. You have to give these little hints and clues to show that this has been built up to get to this point from the very beginning, and that's what made that plot twist. And the thing is, it's not even like that. It's a big part of the show, but it's not like the only thing that you look forward to with this episode in particular, and what everything led up to that point. But like EA said, the whole when he was talking to Dr. Genroki,
Yeah, I forget.
it was something like that.
Yeah.
And he said you look like a gorilla. There was another scene. It was a couple of scenes actually where people are thrown off by Oddtaxi being able to pick out people from a crowd, and now we know why that is, because from their perspective they're like, okay, these are like normal people. How do you know who they are in a crowd, or how do you know they're them when they're wearing disguises, whatever? And now we know why, because he sees them as animals, so it's much easier for him to pick someone out than from how other people are viewing them. So it's like stuff like that made that scene of him seeing everybody as humans that much more satisfying.
Yeah, I mean, good God, that was such a great twist. I mean, it really was. I'm struggling to think of a twist that's as good as that, like in recent memory. Because I mean, we could say Berserk. We could. You didn't expect that shit to happen. At least in the anime.
Nope.
In the manga, it's a little different, but it's. I think what's great about it too is that there's so many different elements that are distracting from it, and also as well, it's big. Like it's a big thing for Odokawa's character, but it's just as satisfying as solving the mystery of, for example, what happened to the mystery kiss girl at the end, or seeing the bad guys get theirs. It's just as satisfying, even though it is just a small part of what makes Oddtaxi. And it's great. It's so good, so good.
Yeah.
Now,
Go ahead.
I was about to say. So now, the ultimate question, and you can answer this unless you have something else to say there, Sasuke. What, with the ending the way that it is, what do you think is going to happen now? See?
Well, I think it's going to get a season 2 because the manga or the anime Blu-ray sales are through the roof for this series. Like I think it's sold nearly 8,000 to 10,000 copies already, and typically to get a sequel for something, I think it's like 3,000 to 6,000. And I think it went through that already. And these are not like volume sales either. I think this is like literally the whole thing, like the whole anime, as one standalone thing, which can be anywhere from $60 to $120. So that's a lot. That like, and anime get greenlit on Blu-ray sales. So, one, I think we're getting a sequel. And I don't know what the fuck you even do for a sequel for this. I guess you just continue the mystery? Like, I have no idea. But if she was looking for the taxi driver, so all I can guess is that Otokawa is in danger based off the ending.
Yeah, she was looking for the taxi driver, and Otokawa is himself, just, hey, where you looking to go? And she just kind of does that smile. And I love how it just leaves it in a very ambiguous type way where you don't know what's going to happen next. It's like, is she going to kill him? Or is he going to kind of like play her into basically get her arrested or get her caught? Because he did say that he recognized people's faces, and she may not look like a cat, but he remembers people's eyes too, because I think that was the thing that he also said was important. He's like, you're not the same person. She had different eyes. And I think Otokawa's going to go through unscathed in this one. He's not going to let no teenager get the upper hand on him. Come on.
So I think this is an anime original.
Yeah.
So it very, very well could get a sequel, and this may be one of the best anime originals I've ever watched.
Yeah.
I can agree too.
Like as good as Cowboy Bebop or any Shinichiro Watanabe series.
Or Ping Pong, the animation?
Just as good as Ping Pong. Yeah. And as well, I think for a lot of anime original stuff, like typically it's either, mediocre or bad. And there's very few very good anime original stuff. I mean, we're watching Takt, and Takt is nowhere near Oddtaxi levels. So, like, how many anime original stuff have we covered where we just kill it after like the second or third episode? Like,
a decent amount.
So yeah, I mean this is great. I mean this stuff is really good. I mean I'm just kind of speechless. I don't even know what else to talk about because there's so much to talk about.
I love Sakura. She's a go-getter. Like Lightning Eagle said in the chat, Mom said do anything to succeed.
No, she's a terrible person. You don't do that to succeed.
She's a murderer, but okay.
Yeah, she's a go-getter. She got the job. I mean, it worked out in the end.
Maybe
I just like how casual she is about it. Like she's like, so yeah, I didn't succeed with the auditions, and at first I was just going to like let it slide, but then when I seen they were selling their CDs, I just had to kill her. And then she just took her place. She is the villain. Oh my goodness. Like even like people like Dobu and Yano, like, well, Yano's pretty bad too, just because he has like that sadistic part of him. But like, Jesus, she is a psychopath.
I like that. Why do you like that?
I like psychopaths.
Oh yeah,
I guess I'm not surprised. He's into the 18-year-old murderer.
Yeah, she's pretty cool. She likes
strangled somebody.
Pretty
cool. Yeah, okay, that makes it all better. Is the fact that she likes chicken. She also strangled someone to death.
I think Satsi should start an offshoot KOA called King of Murder Podcast, where he just simps about all the murderers that he wants to smash.
I already do that on a podcast called King of Anime.
What? Don't lump this podcast in with your sick desires.
Oh, I just think she's a cool character.
You know, she's gonna get hers. Don't worry.
Okay.
Maybe.
So the ultimate showdown. Oddtaxi or Sunny Boy? Which
Give
one
me
wins?
a fucking break. It's Oddtaxi 100 times out of 100.
Why did you ask that?
Because they're both anime originals.
Well, I mean, you could have picked a good anime original to compete with Oddtaxi.
Seriously.
Like
my
you could
lord.
have. What's an anime original we've all watched that we
Cowboy
see
Bebop,
is good?
Carol and Tuesday.
Yeah. I'm thinking more like modern shows. Carol and Tuesday is a good one. I would put Oddtaxi over Carol and Tuesday.
I think I would too.
Oh yeah, I
As
would.
much as I love Carol and Tuesday, Oddtaxi is just superior in all forms, where it's just the writing, the characters, the pacing. Just so great.
For me, this is just for me. I know a lot of people are going to disagree. But for me, when it comes to anime originals, I would probably have Oddtaxi as a top 5. And like when I look at like a lot of the shows that I like, a lot of them are anime originals, like Code Geass, Kill la Kill. What's another one? I'm missing something. Fate Zero, Madoka Magica, just to give you some examples.
Nice.
I think Oddtaxi is definitely in that top 5 of my anime originals. Oh, and A Place Further Than Universe. That show is great.
Oh yeah. That one's a fun one.
Yeah, Oddtaxi is definitely. I wish we could have seen it together in the spring instead of picking whatever shit we picked. I picked Shaman King. I could have picked Oddtaxi.
Hindsight is always 2020.
It really is. Can't believe I picked Shaman King. Bad me.
I mean, what the fuck did I lock in last season? It was some shitty shows, man.
I don't know. But what did you think about the conclusion of everybody's characters? Besides Sakura, Otakawa, and, you know.
Shirakawa, she's really cool. I like Shirakawa. He should for sure go with Shirakawa, because she did not flinch. Saw that car go into the ocean, and or river or whatever the fuck, I don't know. And she was like, "All right, it's time to save my man." And she swam to the bottom, and saved his ass. Like, that's a woman right there. That's a woman. And it's probably because of that capoeira she was doing.
She's too good for Otakawa.
Yeah, well, she wants him, so sorry, Sasuke.
Hey. I mean, Shirakawa's cool, so.
Yeah. Let's see, the doctor, well, I forget his name as well all the time. He was really cool. He was really, really cool. I like how some of them just kind of look like they're animals anyways. He was one of them.
All the men, pretty much, not all of them, but pretty much all the men just look hideous.
Yeah, Dobu. It looks like just Dobu without hair.
Dobu looks, oh my goodness.
You're right. He looks exactly the same. I think the hippo looked pretty good. Like he was just a fat kid.
Yeah. That's
yeah,
it.
and he was reading a book on how to get a job, so it looks like he's going to stop being a Twitter whore. I don't know.
Twitter whore.
Yeah, I was trying to think of a name, but like that's just what came to my mind.
Let's see. Who else? I mean, all the Mystery Kiss people.
Yeah, Rui got locked up.
Seemed yeah. Seemed pretty straightforward for those. They kind of just looked looked the same as well. Oh God, who else? I'm drawing a
Yano
blank.
got locked up. Lottery Boy gave his money to Otokawa. At least the mill that he that landed in the river.
And then he gave it to the charity, to the Yakuza guy who was always in the sauna.
Yep.
Yeah,
Cool guy.
yeah. Everybody's just nice people in this series, I suppose. Oh, the guy that Tanaka, or whatever his name is, who had the gambling addiction and the abusive childhood. He seemed to, has a hold on his mental stability now, so that's good to see. Instead of working at his desk job doing spreadsheets, looking like he wants to die, now he looks happy. He looks like he's happy to be there, and he's grateful for what he has, seemingly.
You know why?
Why is that?
He uninstalled the fucking Gacha app. Uninstall your Gacha app. Stop playing Genshin Impact.
I agree.
I thought it was because he finally got that eraser.
No, I mean that too. Maybe he's still
I
playing.
mean, he was still he was about to commit suicide in the same episode, though.
He was.
So I don't think it was the eraser that changed things.
I don't know. I mean, I think it had a slight impact when he realized it was that eraser, and the guy who robbed him out of that money all those years ago, he finally got revenge and shot him in the stomach.
I guess you could say it had a slight Genshin impact.
Ooh.
Kill him.
Boo this man.
Mona's butt.
Oh yeah, I met my quota for that yesterday. I told you I see it every time, every week. Like it never fails. Once every week, I see Mona's ass.
Let's see. Now I see Hutao a lot because of Hollow. I know nothing about this game.
Me neither.
But I see way too many of these girls, and I
support Lightning Eagle and Hollow, and I throw nickels at them.
There's a little
Nickels?
girl as well. She's like dressed in red, and she like throws fireballs at people. Like, I don't get it. Damn kids.
Well,
yeah, I like I said, I throw nickels. I literally throw nickels at them. I throw bits.
I was gonna say like it was pretty cool. When we had the whole thing with Dobu, versus I will remember his name. I will not. Starts with a T.
Monica.
Tanaka. Yeah, Tanaka. Yeah, Tanaka. Like when we had the scene where he was surprised that he had one bullet left. Like you didn't understand. Like you probably were also like, yeah, like how did he have that bullet left if he counted the shots? Like did he miscount somewhere? But we found out that it was actually little Diamond who actually shot him at the pier. Yeah. So that's why he still had that bullet left. Yeah, and that's also they also like hinted towards that too, because if you were listening at the police station, they were like his co-workers were talking about where's little Diamond. They were like, I heard that he shot his gun off, so he's kind of scared to come back in, and now we know why.
I hope Sentai dubs this. I want to see a dub for the show.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how they would dub things, because there's a few things, especially how they would dub the rapping. How would they do that?
Get Eminem to do it.
No.
Get Too Short to do it.
Okay.
Busta Rhymes.
Oh my god, get him to rap as fast as he can, yeah.
Dude, that'd be great.
Him or Twista.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Oh my god, they're so good. Dude, now I gotta listen to some Busta Rhymes songs. Holy shit.
Shout out to Kakihana for paying his own debt, or working towards paying his own debt.
Oh yeah, he's in jail breaking rocks, right?
He's not in jail. That's
Wait.
just his job.
Oh, his job. Oh, I thought He's
not in jail.
In jail breaking rocks.
I thought he was in jail because he owed people money or something.
But he owes loan sharks money though. They're not gonna.
You mean he didn't owe money to the IRS? That's what
Nope.
they do to you.
Just loan sharks.
IRS takes you away and makes you smash rocks.
They'll probably just break his kneecaps or something.
Just get his ankles out like Misery and put a wood plank in between it and just. Oh God. Yeah, that more than makes up for the 50 grand. All right, you're good.
He has a lot to pay back though.
Plus interest.
Yeah. Because I think he borrowed like I don't well I know he had at one point 100,000 yen, and his salary was like 20,000. So, oof.
Yeah.
If I was him, I'd have been kind of mad at Oddtaxi for giving away that money. Like, damn, I understand you want me to like, do things on my own, but you couldn't have helped me a little. Because this is going to be like years of work.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he should marry a rich girl.
I mean, so what? He's the one that does the honey trap thing.
Yeah, he could be a gold digger. What's get a sugar mama? That's what he can get.
It might be too late for him.
That's true. Unless he finds someone that's like really, really, really old.
He's got to be friends with that one guy who gave away the money in the first place. He has all that leftover money, and he isn't buying mystery Kiss CDs anymore. So become friends with that guy.
Yeah, he could like go down on him.
That did not sound right.
I don't think it was meant to. Yeah, so that's kind of it, I guess, on Oddtaxi. Any final thoughts, if any?
I'm so glad Sasuke turned me on to this show. Because if it wasn't for him, I probably never would have watched it.
Yeah, I don't like to super hype things because I will always tell you when I feel like something is just solely for me. I've done that plenty of times where I really love a series like Kakaguri, for example, but I realize that I don't think this is going to be like that great to everyone else. But I felt like Oddtaxi would be something that everybody would enjoy. Like I can't really see too many people disliking the show, and its track record, at least in my experience with the people I've recommended the show to or people who just watched it on their own, there has not been a single person who disliked this show. In fact, they all think it's great. So I mean that's the verdict on Oddtaxi. This is a phenomenal show. I would dare say it's a masterpiece for its 13 episode tenure. It was just from start to finish. You talk about like setup episodes. A lot of people like use that term to describe boring episodes. I mean, like pretty much 12 episodes of Oddtaxi was set up, but it was so enjoyable. Like the experience was great. How everything tied in with each other. The characters were funny, and I just think they played off each other well. This show it just had everything. The mystery, great show. Bless you.
Oh, thank you. Shoot, I didn't mute in time. But yeah, great show. The fact that it came out of nowhere too makes it more special. Like I don't think there was a single person that was like, Oddtaxi's coming out next year. Let's watch it. Yay. No, it just came out of nowhere and it blew everybody away.
It is currently ranked 30th on my anime list in terms of its score.
Nice.
Well, EA, where can they find you?
You can find me over at Everything Animated. And I'm just over there kind of doing my thing. Sorry, my nose is a little runny now. But yeah, you can just meet me there.
All right.
but you can join my Twitch too. All Elite Couple, yeah, do that thing as well. So get it, girl.
Get it.
All right.
Satsuki, where can they find you?
You can find me on Satsuki the Reactor. Actually plan to get that channel back started. Not soon, but sometime this year. I feel. I hope, because with part 6 coming soon, I kind of have to get things started with JoJo Part 5. So be on the lookout for that. My main channel is Satsuki the Savage. I'm probably going to slow down on my main channel significantly. I do have some videos already recorded or planned. So those will come out, but I don't expect. I don't even know if I'll drop a video this week. So that is my current state of affairs.
Well, thank you, Decrepit Storm, for the £2. Much appreciated.
Pound it.
Oh my god. So for me, this week, big week, Wednesday, gonna have a video on Attack on Titan chapters 1 through 18. I decided that the best way to prepare myself for AOT is to just read the manga again, because it's been nagging me that I dropped the manga in like 2016, and it's been so many years since then that I thought, like, I've seen the anime, so I just kind of want to do a series on the manga, and that'll be every week. It'll be exactly like my previous AOT videos, same format, probably a bit better actually. Yeah, I got inspired recently by watching a bunch of geekdom videos, so I'm kind of in the mood for something a little bit more well-paced and well-produced, like the stuff he does. As well, Friday, hopefully, my Halloween video for this year will be coming out. It'll be on Sankareya, Undying Love, because I literally had nothing else that I wanted to talk about. And one of my friends was like, "Yo, I watched your old Sankareya video," and I watched it. And I was like, "This is terrible." So, killing two birds with one stone here by recovering Sankareya. But it'll be covering the anime series, the OVAs, and the manga. It'll be like my Dead Man Wonderland video, which was my Halloween video from 2019, I believe. Or my Kake Garui video, if you're familiar with that. Same format. So very in-depth, analytical kind of stuff. Yeah, so if you're interested in a anime series about dating a zombie girl, then go ahead and check out that video, because boy, do I got shit that I want to talk about with that manga. That manga is bad. Bad.
Did someone say something about a zombie?
Holy shit. What
Can we get a fetch me their souls?
Fetch me their souls.
Can we get a max ammo?
Max ammo.
Oh, that's perfect.
Double points?
Double points.
What about insta kill?
Insta kill.
That's great.
I like it.
Mommy milkers.
Oh my god. Can we not use that phrase?
That's for like
Okay, I'm
lightning
sorry.
eagle.
I apologize.
Thank you. I appreciate it. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks everybody for the donations and the subscriptions. Bye-bye.
Bye.